Good morning, and what a lovely day it is where I'm at in Nevada. Not quite as nice as California, but I'd say 99%, except for these 2-3 months in the middle of the summer that people say it's unbearable. That's about the only difference between here and California. I remember when I first moved here, I was dying. We were taking showers every 15 minutes, but somehow you get used to it. So I'm doing good. A lady 2 doors down from me was moving, and she gave me all kinds of furniture, stuff that I could never afford. A desk for my wife, a dining table, all this mahogany. I'm telling you, once in a while, you get lucky. So I'm not going to talk to you too much because I got a long poem. And it's one that I've hesitated to write and rewrite because it's such a messed up topic. All about that criminal dictator back in the 40s in a little country in the middle of Europe. You'll pick up on it quick. So I'm going to begin now. The poem is called Hey, Adolph, how you doing? Hey, Adolph, how you doing, buddy? Still playing in the bathtub with your toy submarines? I can see. Thinking of the day you will be crowned the everlasting king? And also how you can stick it to your mom and dad? Obviously, that is where you got your complexes from. They say you were not treated very nicely by your Jewish art teachers, that you were not a very good artist, that you could not even draw a good foot, but always the better orator. I never knew anyone could get as far as you did with that skill. Yes, I also heard they were Jews. You could not let it go, could you? That's for sure. You put that to good use. That's a compliment to you, sir. But I still think of you as a buffoon and a very cruel. I see you wrote a book called Mein Kampf. So many people bowed to that idea of a sick man. And no one paid close attention. That it's a shame. We could have avoided a lot of unnecessary pain and hostility. Adolf, what's with your hatred of the commies and the Jews, the gypsies and the homosexuals? Who put that into your head? I'm so curious to know. But I will never, since you have gone, and most likely not to heaven. I suppose in your eyes there were no room for them in your idea of a perfect nation. You called it a new civilization, where Aryans are the only ones around, so there's no room for anyone else in this plan. What did these innocent people, what did that they ever do to you? What was that all about? I haven't a clue. Do you? So many psychiatrists and historians are also trying to figure you out. It's plain as day to me you were just another monster without a conscience. You needed a scapegoat for your agenda, and it was truly a hatred for them without any question. Adolf, I have had to hand it to you guys, the German armed forces. You had the best looking uniforms, must have scared people senseless when they saw one of them. And also the very best tanks. Lechtraktor, Panzer 1, Panzer 2, Panzer 3, Panzer 4, Nubaumfangzug. Can't even pronounce it. Panther. I googled it to make sure I got it right, but I did not pronounce it right. Did I? Made ours look like little matchbox. The Sherman tanks is what I'm talking about. Not so small, even the size of a small car. You had the best rocket scientists like Werner Magnus Maximilian Freha von Braun. I wrote his entire name down just for fun. And if you would have scrambled fast enough, you could have had Albert Einstein on your side. But I hear you did not think so much of him. Boy, you could have not been more wrong. He would have given you the edge in order to win. He slipped through your fingers like soft butter. Cry, cry for your mother. I read you had no faith in atomic weapons. That's your loss because it packs quite a punch. So horrible is they. I can only imagine if you got your hands on them. Just ask the Japanese. They got a taste of it, and believe me, it made them sneeze. Nothing to be proud of. It was a total catastrophe, perhaps even a war crime. This you have to see, and maybe also you can agree. Attacking civilians is not a very good deed. Such a wonderful people, the people of Japan. How did you ever fool them into your schemes and your plans? And the Italians, all they like to do is drink wine and make love, sing their songs and march around. They don't want to really fight. You got that fat Mussolini to be on the attack. Well, after the war, he got his dragged through the streets in a city called Milan, along with a few other cronies in his band. Also Austria. But they really did not want to participate, but you strong-armed them. Even the pacifiers. Tell me, why did you attack Russia? They were ready to be on your side. Did you not learn anything from history? You know, that little guy from France, Napoleon Bonaparte? I want to ask, and I'm dying to know, did you have a good time in those Austrian chateaux? Did you ever lie with some of those French sexy maids and perhaps a few whores? Your officers sure did. It is well documented and very well known. And those women after the war were totally ostracized. In the war and had their hair shaved off. They were called collaborators, and it was not a pleasant sight as they were paraded around town. Something to think about is for sure. World War II, a stain on the German people. 50 million people died because of you, and 6 million of them were Jews. I suppose if you knew me, I would cook in the ovens too, just like a beef stew. Since I'm Jew, sorry to tell you this, but we're still around. But it was a good try to get rid of us. General Patton kicked your royal ass in the desert, even if you had Rommel, the general, the man they called the desert rat. We kicked your booty in the air, even if you did have fancy jets. We kicked your booty in the oceans, even if your subs were superior, but no doubt you killed a lot. I will give you credit. You put up a good fight. We pushed back the Japanese on the tropical islands at quite a cost to American lives. Oh yes, that attack on our Navy in Hawaii did sting a bit, but nothing like what we gave back to them. Now they are our best friends. Mr. Churchill from England will be remembered for his speeches, rallied his people to stick it to your Nazis. I hope you enjoyed that even your generals turned their backs. I did not fight in the war. I was not even born. But I learned a lot from what history teaches. You were one of the cruelest dictators of all time. Are you proud of that? Like no other in all of time. And what did you get out of it? An early grave. Like I said, you should be proud. Some say you're still alive, that you escaped. Well, you did, good for you. I suppose you're giving us to the finger to this day, in a wheelchair saying, hooray, I'm still alive like Papillon. What really would be something, quite a constitution. But no, you died in that bunker with many of your friends. Even Goebbels' children met there in the end of the winter day, along with your wife and all of your dreams.